Have you ever wondered why some people remain sharp, joyful, and full of life in their 70s, while others struggle with declining health and energy? Is there a deeper wisdom beyond diet and exercise that could guide us through the aging process with grace and clarity? And what does ancient Buddhist philosophy teach us about preserving our health and peace of mind as we grow older? In today's video, we journey into these profound questions, exploring how to care for both the body and the mind after the age of 70, guided by the timeless teachings of the Buddha. The Buddha once said, "Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, and loyalty the best relationship." This simple yet powerful truth becomes even more relevant as we age. But why do so many people encounter unexpected health challenges after 70? And what can we do to avoid them or even reverse them? As we grow older, our bodies naturally begin to change. Biologically, the immune system weakens and the risk of chronic illness increases. This decline, while a normal part of aging, can be made much worse by years of unhealthy habits like poor nutrition or lack of physical activity. Over time, these habits wear us down, often in ways we don't immediately notice. Take walking, for example. While it's often seen as the go-to exercise for seniors, relying on walking alone can lead to joint strain and limited mobility. Without a balanced routine that includes stretching, strength, and flexibility, we may unknowingly accelerate the very aging we hope to slow. That's why the Buddha's reminder, to keep the body in good health, is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. Rings so true. It's not just about living longer, but about living well. Beyond biology, our mental and emotional state plays a powerful role in how we age. Loneliness, anxiety, or depression can drain both the mind and the body. Without meaningful social connections or emotional support, many older adults fall into a pattern of isolation. This emotional decline often leads to a lack of motivation, which in turn impacts physical health, a vicious cycle that's hard to break. And then there's the financial side. Medical costs, expensive medications, and limited income can make it incredibly difficult for older adults to take proper care of themselves. Some may even skip treatments or misuse medications due to lack of understanding or resources, worsening their conditions unknowingly. That's why it's more important than ever to embrace a balanced and mindful lifestyle after 70. This includes eating well, staying active in diverse ways, nurturing social bonds, and practicing mindfulness or meditation to soothe the mind and spirit. As we prepare to explore the two essential practices that support health and clarity after 70, let us remember the Buddha's wisdom. Health is the greatest gift. Contentment is the true wealth. Loyalty is the best relationship. Now, let's take a closer look at what practical steps we can take to preserve health, strengthen the mind, and live more fully in our later years. The teachings of Buddhism gently encourage us to value our health, stay optimistic, and nurture meaningful relationships. But how can we turn these teachings into action? For a start, instead of relying solely on long walks, which over time can strain aging joints, we can diversify our physical routine. Gentle exercises like swimming, yoga, or even Tai Chi not only protect the knees and hips, but also engage the whole body, promoting flexibility, strength, and inner calm. Staying socially active is just as crucial. Joining a local senior group, volunteering at community centers, or exploring a new hobby like painting or gardening can lift the spirit and ease feelings of loneliness. Emotional connection acts as medicine for the mind, and shared laughter often brings more healing than we realize. Financial stress is another silent burden. Planning ahead, seeking advice from trusted sources, and taking advantage of local community resources can go a long way in easing money-related worries. Additionally, learning how to manage medications correctly and regularly consulting healthcare professionals can prevent complications and improve overall well-being. Small adjustments like these may seem simple, but they can significantly raise the quality of life after 70. And for those wondering whether walking less is really necessary, here's a story that brings this lesson to life. Meet Mr. Elias, a 72-year-old man who has lived an active, mindful life. Since his younger years, his morning walk in the park has been a sacred routine. Greeting neighbors, breathing in the crisp morning air, and enjoying nature's quiet rhythm. These moments weren't just exercise, they were joy, habit, and harmony rolled into one. But recently, Mr. Elias began to notice a troubling sensation, discomfort in his knees. At first, he brushed it off. Yet one morning, the pain grew sharper. He cut his walk short and returned home, gently massaging his knees, a hint of worry crossing his face. Was age finally catching up with him? Concerned, his son took him to see a doctor. After a thorough checkup, the physician explained that the cartilage in the joints naturally wears down with age. Too much walking, without variation or rest, can accelerate this process and lead to strain or pain. But the advice was not to stop walking altogether. Instead, the doctor suggested moderation and balance. He recommended introducing 2 new activities into Mr. Elias's weekly routine to support overall health, ones that would reduce impact on the knees while still keeping him strong, mobile, and mentally refreshed. What about you? Do you believe walking less and doing more varied exercises is the right move after 70? Drop a 1 in the comments if you agree, or a 2 if you think it depends on the person. Because ultimately, staying healthy after 70 isn't just about what we stop doing, it's about what we start doing in addition. And that brings us to the next essential key: a nourishing, balanced diet. But just as movement sustains the body, nourishment fuels it from within. So now, let's explore another vital key to aging well: a balanced, thoughtful diet that truly supports the needs of our changing bodies. As we grow older, our bodies no longer process food the same way they once did. Years of living, healing, and adapting mean that our metabolism slows down and our physical systems demand different kinds of support. Staying healthy is no longer about simply eating enough. It's about eating smart. It's about giving our bodies the precise nutrients they need to stay strong, energized, and resilient. Among the most important components, protein. Protein is not just for athletes or bodybuilders, it's essential for older adults too. Think of protein as your body's repair crew. It helps maintain muscle mass, which naturally declines with age, making us more vulnerable to weakness or frailty. With enough protein, we can preserve our independence, mobility, and strength. High-quality protein sources like fish, chicken, eggs, dairy, or even soy do far more than satisfy hunger. They help rebuild tissue, boost the immune system, and support vital functions that keep you feeling capable and confident. These aren't just ingredients on a plate. They're building blocks that restore and sustain. And it doesn't stop there. Vitamins and minerals, often taken for granted, play a silent but powerful role in our health. Fresh vegetables, colorful fruits, and whole grains are like treasure chests of essential nutrients. Just imagine your plate as a vibrant painting, each bright color representing a unique vitamin or mineral working in harmony to strengthen your body. Take leafy greens, for example. They're rich in vitamin K, known to support bone health, or citrus fruits, which provide a burst of vitamin C to defend your immune system. Whole grains supply slow-releasing energy that keeps you alert and active throughout the day, avoiding those energy crashes that can come with age. But good nutrition isn't only about what we add, it's also about what we avoid. Excessive salt, sugar, and saturated fats might not make a loud entrance, but they quietly contribute to serious health problems like high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. Reducing these harmful elements is a step toward not only physical well-being, but also a life aligned with Buddhist values, moderation, awareness, and mindful living. And speaking of mindfulness, the way we eat matters just as much as what we eat. Eating slowly, savoring each bite, and appreciating the source of your nourishment transforms meals into moments of gratitude. This is mindful eating, and it can change our relationship with food entirely. Let me share a story to bring this idea to life, one rooted in the calm wisdom of Buddhist tradition. There once lived an elderly monk in a serene mountain monastery. Despite his advanced age, he radiated vitality, calmness, and strength. His secret, a life of simplicity and balance. Each morning, he began his day with a humble bowl of fresh fruit and grains. Before eating, he gave thanks, not out of habit, but from the heart. To him, the body was a sacred space, and just as one would never bring anything impure into a temple, he refused to feed his body anything harmful. No excessive sugar, no heavy fried foods, no careless consumption. His diet wasn't about restriction, it was about respect. And because of that, he remained physically active, mentally clear, and spiritually at peace. His story is more than inspiring. It's a call to reflect. How can we transform the way we eat to honor both our body and our mind as we age? This reflection invites us into deeper self-awareness. It reminds us that what we put into our bodies not only affects how we feel, but who we become. In the previous section, we discovered how a mindful, balanced diet can deeply nourish both body and spirit, serving not only physical health, but also supporting inner peace. But food is just one part of the wellness journey. Now, let's turn to the second vital key for thriving after 70, nurturing the mind. This next lesson is simple, yet powerful. Caring for your mental well-being is just as essential as caring for your physical body. A balanced lifestyle, according to Buddhist wisdom, means creating harmony between the two. Just as we fuel our body with nourishing food, we must also keep our minds vibrant through regular mental activity. As we age, cognitive functions such as memory, focus, and problem-solving naturally begin to slow down. But that doesn't mean we are helpless in the face of decline. In fact, research and Buddhist teachings alike remind us that by engaging the mind through stimulating, meaningful activities, we can maintain clarity, delay deterioration, and even enhance our brain's ability to function. What kinds of activities can help? Hobbies like reading, writing, painting, music, and even dancing activate different areas of the brain. Reading a book not only expands our knowledge, but it also fuels imagination and strengthens our ability to think critically. Writing, whether in a journal or in the form of letters or stories, allows us to process emotions, reflect on our life journey, and express thoughts we may not speak aloud. Painting and music provide creative outlets for emotions and thoughts that words can't always capture, turning them into beauty and meaning. Dancing, on the other hand, is a unique blend of physical and mental engagement. It requires coordination, memory, and rhythm, all while uplifting the spirit. These mental exercises don't just keep us entertained, they offer real mental health benefits. They reduce stress, enhance memory, and create joy. They are deeply aligned with Buddhist values, which place mindfulness, awareness, and inner peace at the core of a fulfilling life. In addition to solitary activities, social interaction is another powerful form of mental stimulation. Participating in group activities, volunteering, or simply engaging in regular conversations with others can uplift the heart and sharpen the mind. They combat the heavy weight of loneliness and offer us something we all crave: connection. There's a beautiful Buddhist proverb that says, "Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened." Happiness never decreases by being shared. This speaks volumes to the power of community involvement. Sharing your time, your skills, your joy, this not only uplifts others, but keeps your own light burning bright. In today's digital age, keeping the mind engaged is more accessible than ever. Online courses, virtual book clubs, meditation groups, or even digital painting classes are right at our fingertips. Community centers and local libraries often offer enriching workshops or opportunities to volunteer, all of which bring a fresh sense of purpose. Even social media, often seen as a distraction, can be used meaningfully. For older adults, it can be a window to stay connected with loved ones, to share stories, or to join groups with shared passions and values. As the Dalai Lama once beautifully said, "The purpose of our lives is to be happy." And happiness often blossoms from staying mentally engaged and forming meaningful relationships. So, ask yourself, what could you begin today that would keep your mind alive, curious, and joyful? What hobby, what small act of connection could open the door to a brighter, more fulfilling tomorrow? The journey to well-being doesn't stop there. It's also about embracing new ways of thinking, learning, and living with openness and curiosity. Keeping the mind and spirit alive means more than just avoiding decline. It's about enriching life with depth, joy, and meaningful connection. One powerful way to support this? Helping older adults explore and adopt modern technologies. Though it might seem unfamiliar at first, digital tools can unlock a world of opportunities. From online classes and brain training games to virtual social groups and meditation apps, these resources offer gateways to continued learning and connection. By stepping into these new spaces, older adults can rediscover a sense of excitement, purpose, and even belonging. It's a gentle reminder that life after 70 isn't only about slowing down, it's about awakening to a fuller version of living. In fact, studies have shown that activities like solving puzzles, playing logic games, or learning new skills can significantly reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Modern neuroscience confirms what Buddhist teachings have known for centuries. The mind thrives when we keep it engaged, balanced and present. But we must also remember this: the mind and heart are deeply connected. When we care for one, we naturally support the other. Emotional well-being doesn't just come from calm surroundings. It blooms from meaningful action, from doing things that light us up inside. Whether it's writing poetry, joining a gardening club, or even helping grandchildren with their homework, these seemingly small activities can foster emotional strength and create a sense of fulfillment. They provide moments of pride, joy, and connection, moments that make life feel worth living. Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "The present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it." This beautiful teaching invites us to shift our focus, not toward the past or the unknown future, but to what is right here, right now. A blooming flower, a smile shared, a quiet morning cup of tea, all of it is sacred when seen through the eyes of mindfulness. So, how can we help our elders experience this richness in everyday life? By encouraging them to engage in activities that nurture both the intellect and the soul. Mental stimulation after 70 is not optional. It's essential. It sharpens the mind, uplifts the spirit, and leads to a life that is not only longer, but also more joyful and meaningful. This approach beautifully echoes the heart of Buddhist philosophy, which teaches that a well-lived life is one of balance between body and mind, thought and action, solitude and community. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to neglect this balance. We often focus only on physical health, forgetting that true wellness is a harmony of body, mind, and soul. That's why we must encourage older adults not only to eat well and stay physically active, but also to keep learning, growing, and sharing from the wisdom of their years. When we care for our minds and hearts in this way, we are honoring life itself. As Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Taking care of your body is a way of expressing gratitude to the whole cosmos, the trees, the clouds, everything." And that gratitude expands when we care for our inner world too. By maintaining a nourishing diet and staying mentally engaged, we're not only preserving our health, we're celebrating the interconnectedness of all things, a core principle of Buddhist thought. To bring it all together, yes, walking remains a valuable activity for those over 70. But when paired with mindful eating and regular mental stimulation, it becomes part of a greater rhythm, a way of living that keeps the body strong, the mind sharp, and the heart truly joyful. When older adults integrate these practices into their daily lives, they don't just live longer, they live with grace, mindfulness, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Embracing these principles opens the door to a more meaningful life, one that reflects the timeless teachings of Buddhist wisdom, where caring for the body and cultivating the mind are seen as sacred acts of self-respect and gratitude. Thank you so much for joining us in today's video. Before we move on to the next topic, I want to take a quiet moment to express our heartfelt appreciation. It truly means a lot to have you here as part of our community. We'd love to hear from you. Feel free to share your thoughts, reflections, or personal experiences in the comments below. If this is your first time with us, just type "I'm new" so we can welcome you warmly. And if you've been walking this mindful path with us for a while, let us know by commenting "I'm mindful." Your presence and words encourage us to keep growing and sharing with others. Now, as we look ahead, it's time to talk about something equally important: what to avoid after 70 in order to protect both your body and your mind. Because while good habits help us thrive, avoiding harmful ones is just as essential for long-term well-being. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked culprits, a sedentary lifestyle. Sitting or lying down for long periods without movement can silently weaken your muscles, reduce bone density, and increase the risk of heart disease. Over time, this lack of movement can even impact your mental clarity. While walking is a good start, consider mixing it with other gentle forms of exercise such as stretching, strength training with light weights, or low-impact aerobics. These help keep the body flexible, strong, and balanced. Next, let's talk about diet. Avoid consuming too many processed foods high in refined sugars, saturated fats, and salt. These ingredients may be tasty, but can lead to serious health problems like high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart conditions. Instead, nourish yourself with fresh, wholesome meals, colorful vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and hydrating fruits that provide the nutrients your body truly craves. Another key factor: mental stimulation. Just like the body, the brain needs exercise too. If you go too long without challenging your mind, it may accelerate mental decline. Simple activities like reading, writing, solving puzzles, or learning a new hobby can sharpen your focus, improve memory, and spark creativity. Equally important is avoiding social isolation. Spending too much time alone can lead to sadness, depression, and even memory problems. Instead, stay connected with others. Join community groups, participate in volunteering opportunities, or simply spend quality time with friends and family. Even small interactions can lift the spirit and create a sense of belonging. Now let's not forget about chronic stress. Left unmanaged, long-term stress can affect both the body and the mind. High levels of stress weaken the immune system, disrupt sleep, and lead to emotional exhaustion. That's why it's vital to embrace calming practices like meditation, yoga, slow breathing, or spending time in nature. These activities help restore inner balance and peace. Another silent danger is neglecting medical health. Skipping regular checkups or ignoring your doctor's advice can cause manageable conditions to become serious. Make health screenings part of your routine and speak up if anything feels off. Your body often whispers before it shouts, so listen. Lastly, be mindful of overusing medications. Sometimes, older adults take multiple prescriptions without realizing the potential side effects or interactions. Always consult your doctor before starting, stopping, or changing any treatment plan. Responsible medication use is essential for safety and clarity. By consciously avoiding these harmful patterns and replacing them with mindful, healthy habits, you can create a life after 70 that is not only long, but truly rewarding. Now, let's shift our focus to something just as crucial: building a daily routine that supports lasting physical health, mental clarity, and emotional well-being. Staying physically active is essential as we age, but that doesn't mean pushing yourself through intense workouts or exhausting regimens. Instead, gentle and enjoyable activities can make a powerful difference in how we feel each day. Simple movements like walking, stretching, or even gardening can uplift your energy, ease your joints, and strengthen your body. These activities may seem small, but their benefits are profound, especially when practiced consistently. As the Buddha wisely said, "To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear." His words beautifully highlight the deep connection between physical vitality and mental clarity. Let's take walking, for example. A brisk walk in the morning isn't just good for the heart. It awakens your senses, brightens your mood, and helps you start the day with intention. Research shows that regular walking lowers the risk of chronic diseases, strengthens cardiovascular health, improves mood, and enhances brain function, even helping to sharpen memory and focus. Complement that with stretching, and you create a routine that improves flexibility, relieves tension, and prevents stiffness that often sets in with age. Practices like yoga go a step further, blending stretching, breathing, and mindfulness into one balanced activity that nourishes both body and soul. Remember Lao Tzu's timeless reminder: a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. That first step doesn't need to be dramatic. What matters is consistency, small, steady actions that, over time, transform your well-being. But physical activity is just one piece of the puzzle. As we grow older, another truth becomes increasingly clear. Staying connected with others is just as important as staying mobile. Unfortunately, social isolation is a growing concern, especially after the age of 70. Feeling lonely or disconnected can lead to emotional struggles like depression or anxiety, and it can even impair cognitive abilities over time. Studies show that isolation can lower overall quality of life, and in some cases, even increase the risk of premature death. So how do we protect ourselves from this silent threat? By intentionally building and maintaining meaningful social relationships. This might include joining a local community group, becoming part of a hobby club, or engaging in volunteer work, all of which create opportunities to connect, laugh, share, and feel a sense of purpose. Connection doesn't have to be complicated. A regular phone call with a friend, a cup of tea with a neighbor, or simply spending time with family members can provide emotional nourishment and a sense of belonging. And when in-person connection isn't possible, technology can help bridge the gap. Video calls, messaging apps, and online communities offer older adults powerful tools to stay engaged. While these digital options may not fully replace face-to-face interaction, they offer a meaningful way to stay connected and feel supported, even from afar. As the Dalai Lama said, the purpose of our lives is to be happy, and staying socially connected is one of the key paths to cultivating that happiness. In short, avoiding isolation is not just about emotional comfort, it's about protecting your health and enriching your life. By reaching out, staying involved, and sharing moments with others, you keep your spirit alive and your heart open. A connected life, one filled with purpose and joy, often begins with one simple choice: the choice to open yourself to new interactions and opportunities. Especially after the age of 70, this connection to others becomes not just helpful, but essential. It's a powerful key to maintaining both physical vitality and mental clarity. Imagine reaching your 70s, a season of reflection where the wisdom of a life well lived begins to blossom. It should be a time of ease, lightness, and purpose. And yet, for many, this stage is clouded by one silent challenge: social isolation. Avoiding isolation is more than just avoiding loneliness. It's about actively participating in the world around you, continuing to grow emotionally and spiritually. Engaging with others can greatly reduce the risk of depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline, all of which tend to increase with disconnection. Picture this. You wake up in the morning feeling eager for the day, not just because of your routine, but because you feel seen, valued, and connected. This emotional nourishment doesn't happen by accident. It's cultivated through intentional social activity. So how can you build that kind of life? One of the most effective ways is by joining community activities. Whether it's volunteering at a local food drive, helping at a nearby library, tending a community garden, or joining a neighborhood safety group. These small acts of participation nurture a deep sense of purpose and belonging. In parallel, keeping in regular contact with family and friends offers another layer of emotional support. These are the people who know you best, the ones who anchor you to your past while celebrating who you are today. Whether it's a weekly phone call, a video chat, or a shared cup of tea, these moments provide warmth and comfort. Consider planning family gatherings or friendly meetups every few weeks. These joyful occasions, full of stories, laughter, and shared meals, not only reinforce bonds, but also bring rhythm and excitement to your routine. Also, joining groups or clubs that align with your interests allows you to connect with like-minded individuals. Whether it's a book club that meets at your local cafe, a walking group that strolls through the park, or a painting class at the community center, these are spaces where new friendships are born and old passions are reignited. In short, avoiding social isolation is essential for protecting your mental and emotional well-being in your later years. By staying engaged with loved ones, participating in community life, and nurturing hobbies alongside others, you can create a life that's not only longer, but deeply meaningful and joyful. And while connection is vital, there's another area just as important to pay attention to: your physical health through regular medical checkups. It's easy to overlook, but skipping routine doctor visits after the age of 70 can lead to missed warning signs. Regular checkups help catch potential issues early before they turn into something more serious. This proactive care can greatly improve treatment outcomes and support a longer, healthier life. For example, routine exams can detect conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or early-stage heart disease, often before any symptoms appear. When caught early, these conditions are much easier to manage with diet, medication, or lifestyle changes, helping you avoid major complications. These visits aren't only about chronic illness. They also help track your overall health, monitoring weight, bone density, cognitive function, and medication use. A typical checkup might include a physical exam, blood tests, and a review of your prescriptions to ensure everything is working well together. So the question is, when was your last checkup? Are you being proactive about the one body and mind you've been gifted? In the previous section, we emphasized the importance of regular medical checkups, how they help detect potential issues early and support both physical health and mental clarity. But let's go a step further and explore the full value of preventive care, because sometimes the small steps we take today can protect us from the big challenges of tomorrow. Many people overlook routine screenings, assuming they're only necessary when symptoms appear. But some of the most important health checks are preventive in nature. These include mammograms, colonoscopies, and bone density tests, all of which can detect hidden issues long before they become serious threats. When your doctor recommends one of these, it's not just a suggestion, it's a chance to protect your future. As Hippocrates wisely said, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." That ancient wisdom still rings true today, A proactive approach to checkups, combined with a healthy lifestyle, gives your body the best chance to stay strong, mobile, and disease-free. Regular visits to your doctor also open the door to valuable conversations. You can share concerns, ask questions, receive personalized advice, and adjust your care plan as needed. These appointments are not just for illness, they're for staying ahead of it. Skipping medical checkups after 70 is something to be avoided if you truly want to protect your health and maintain independence. These routine visits help identify health issues in their early stages, when treatment is often simpler and more effective. The result? A longer life with a higher quality of living. In addition, checkups help you manage ongoing conditions like arthritis, osteoporosis, high blood pressure, or diabetes that are more common in later years. Your doctor can guide you on managing pain, improving mobility, and preventing falls, all of which are essential for maintaining your freedom and ability to enjoy daily life. Think back to the last time you skipped a medical appointment. Did any new aches, pains, or unusual symptoms go unchecked? Sometimes it's those quiet warning signs that tell us the most. Regular health visits help you catch these early, keeping you one step ahead. Another essential part of these visits is preventive care. Your doctor may offer vaccines, like the flu shot, which is especially important for older adults, or screenings for conditions such as colon, breast, or prostate cancer. Detecting these diseases early means a better chance of successful treatment and recovery. And let's not forget mental health checkups, which are just as important as physical exams. Many older adults experience changes in mood, memory, or mental clarity. Yet these issues often go unnoticed or untreated. If you've ever felt unusually down, anxious, or foggy without understanding why, a mental health consultation can offer real support. Your doctor can help identify symptoms of depression, anxiety, or cognitive decline, and offer tools, treatments, or simple practices to help you feel more balanced, clear, and emotionally well. Because mental well-being is deeply tied to your overall happiness and energy. Interestingly, skipping health checkups doesn't just affect your body. It can quietly impact your social life. When you're not feeling your best, you're less likely to go out, meet others, or stay active in your community. But staying healthy gives you the freedom and confidence to keep doing the things you love with the people who matter most. In short, don't underestimate the value of regular medical visits. These appointments are more than just check-ins. They're key tools in protecting your vitality, catching health problems early, and preserving your joy and independence in the golden years. By following your doctor's guidance and committing to regular care, you're making an investment in the life you still have ahead, a life full of possibility, presence, and purpose. We discussed how regular checkups, both physical and mental, play a vital role in maintaining health and independence as we age. But there's another powerful factor that often gets overlooked: our own thoughts. The way we think shapes the way we live, and this becomes even more important as we grow older. As we enter our 70s and beyond, maintaining a positive mindset becomes not just helpful, it becomes essential. Negative thoughts can weigh us down, increasing stress, anxiety, and even physical discomfort. That's why cultivating mindfulness and positive thinking is such a powerful strategy for well-being. So, what exactly is mindfulness? At its heart, mindfulness means being present, fully engaged with what's happening right now, without getting lost in worries about the past or fears about the future. Instead of dwelling on negative thoughts, mindfulness invites us to focus on what we can control and gently release what we cannot. This shift in attention can bring a surprising sense of peace. For instance, starting your day with just a few minutes of mindfulness meditation, sitting quietly, breathing deeply, and observing your thoughts can set a calm, positive tone for the rest of the day. Even simple acts like pausing to appreciate your surroundings, practicing deep breathing, or writing down 3 things you're grateful for can bring you back to the present moment and reduce negative thinking. In the same way, building a habit of positive thinking can transform both your emotional and physical health. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to see possibilities, celebrating small wins, and acknowledging the good that still surrounds you. Set small, realistic goals. Celebrate each time you reach one. Do activities that make you smile. These might be hobbies, moments in nature, music, laughter with loved ones, or simply sipping tea by a sunny window. Also, surround yourself with positive, uplifting people. Just being around encouraging individuals can change your perspective and boost your mood. Think about it. How much brighter does your day feel when you're with people who make you feel supported and heard? Take the story of Maria, a woman in her early 70s who found herself sinking into negative thoughts as she struggled with health issues. Feeling discouraged about aging, she decided to take small but meaningful steps. She began practicing mindfulness meditation and joined a gentle, weekly yoga class. These practices not only helped her manage stress, but also introduced her to new friends with similar interests. Gradually, Maria began to feel more connected, more empowered, and her outlook on life transformed. Her health challenges didn't vanish, but her relationship with them changed. She became more accepting, more joyful, and more at peace. And Maria isn't alone. Scientific research strongly supports the benefits of mindfulness and positive thinking. Studies show that staying optimistic can reduce the risk of chronic diseases, improve overall health, and even increase life expectancy. Mindfulness has been shown to lower stress, ease anxiety, and improve emotional regulation. To reduce negative thoughts in daily life, try weaving well-being activities into your routine. Whether it's a peaceful walk in nature, a favorite hobby, or meaningful time with family, these actions help lift your spirits. Practice gratitude. Speak kindly to yourself. Let go of what you can't change. And most importantly, don't be afraid to seek support. A therapist or support group can offer tools to help guide your thoughts toward healing. Because here's the truth: your mindset has the power to shape your health, your happiness, and your entire experience of life. In conclusion, letting go of negative thinking is not just about feeling better emotionally. It's about protecting your mental clarity and physical health after 70. Through mindfulness and positive thinking, you can enhance your resilience, feel more at ease, and live with greater joy. Facing the challenges of aging with grace doesn't mean avoiding difficulty. It means learning to embrace the present moment and to find strength and beauty in it. Whether it's enjoying a quiet hobby, laughing with family, or simply listening to the sound of the wind in the trees, these moments of joy bring us back to what truly matters. As the Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think you become. This timeless teaching reminds us that our thoughts shape our reality. If we nourish the mind with positivity, we can transform our experience of aging from a time of decline to a season of strength, gratitude, and deep inner peace. Focusing on uplifting thoughts and doing things that bring you joy can significantly enhance your mental and emotional well-being. But positive thinking doesn't happen by chance. It grows when we intentionally create the right environment. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is essential. That means spending time with people who lift you up, choosing peaceful environments, and filling your life with media, books, and activities that inspire hope and resilience. Watching heartwarming videos, reading motivational stories, or writing down things you're grateful for each day can help strengthen this mindset. Studies consistently show that gratitude not only improves mental health and reduces stress, but also nurtures a more optimistic, balanced perspective on life. Just a few minutes of daily reflection on what you're thankful for can reset your emotional tone and shift your focus toward abundance rather than lack. Physical activity also plays a key role, not only in supporting the body, but also in calming and energizing the mind. Exercise, even in its simplest forms like walking or gardening, triggers the release of endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that naturally elevate your mood and reduce symptoms of anxiety or depression. But what happens when negative thoughts sneak in? This is where cognitive behavioral strategies come into play. Techniques from CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, can help you recognize unhelpful thought patterns and gently challenge them. For example, if a thought arises like, "I'm too old to learn new things," you can counter it by recalling moments in life where you successfully adapted, learned, or thrived despite the odds. Little by little, these thought corrections form a habit, and that habit becomes your outlook. In essence, cultivating a positive mindset is one of the most powerful things you can do for your emotional and mental health. Surround yourself with kind, supportive people. Engage in hobbies that bring joy. Practice mindfulness and gratitude. Be gentle with yourself when things don't go as planned. And remember, it's okay to seek help if you need it. You're never alone on this path. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Men are not disturbed by things, but by the views which they take of things." In other words, it's not the event, but how we perceive the event that shapes our experience. When we shift our perspective, when we reframe difficulties and embrace the lessons they offer, we strengthen our mental resilience and emotional balance. And most importantly, practice self-compassion. Talk to yourself with kindness. Give yourself space to make mistakes. Offer yourself the same gentle understanding you would extend to a dear friend. In a world filled with noise, speed, and negativity, learning to pause, to breathe deeply, to center yourself is a radical act of care. Limiting exposure to stressful news and surrounding yourself with positive, calming content can help protect your mental state. So can regular relaxation techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or yoga. Practices that not only calm the nervous system, but also nourish your inner peace. In conclusion, staying positive after 70 isn't just helpful, it's vital. By embracing mindfulness, doing joyful activities, staying physically and mentally active, surrounding yourself with encouraging people, and being kind to yourself, you create a life of purpose and light. Let the wisdom of the Buddha and the clarity of Stoic thought be your guide. Together, they remind us that while we may not control everything around us, we always have the power to choose how we respond. And in that choice lies true freedom. Thank you for watching our video on the benefits of walking less and focusing on 2 key practices inspired them for life after 70. We hope these reflections have brought insight, calm, and inspiration into your day. If you found this video meaningful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe to our channel, Buddhism Seeds. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos filled with timeless guidance and practical insights for joyful living. Stay healthy, stay mindful, and as always, we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until next time, dear friends,